Hello and welcome back to the Training Academy. I'm Xiaoling, and in today's video we'll be talking about roaming and a few things you should keep in mind when doing so. So some of you may be asking what roaming is. To put it simply, it's when one or more of the defenders will leave the objective area and sneak around the map to try and flank or ambush any unsuspecting attackers. Don't forget to put up your wall fortifications and gadgets if needed before you head off on your roaming adventure. Although the attackers don't technically roam, it's sometimes a good idea to have a fast attacker separate from the rest of the team to provide cover and to counter any roaming defenders. So let's talk about intel. It's essential when roaming to use the cameras at your disposal to locate the enemy team. Knowing where they are and what points of entry they are going to be approaching from allows you to plan your strategy. This will be a combination of both you and your teammates spotting them on cameras. And as I mentioned in my previous video, spotting by verbally communicating with your team is usually the best, as the enemy won't be alerted when their positions have been compromised. So through sound and camera intel, you should always have an idea of where the enemy is and where they are going. So let's talk about operators and equipment. Now, of course, any of the operators in the game can roam, but the faster operators are usually the best in my opinion. They can traverse the map relatively quickly without having to run to make more noise than necessary. Also, silencers are very important when roaming, as the less noise you can make, the better. There are some shotguns that have silencers as well, but my recommendation would be to use a submachine gun. It provides more range and allows you to keep a larger distance from the enemy while still being able to engage effectively. If you are going to take the role of the roamer, choosing the radio bomb over barbed wire or a deployable shield is generally a better idea. They can be used as kind of a grenade, or when attackers decide to pursue you, you can set up a trap. Players seem far less likely to notice traps when they are trying to hunt down a roamer than when approaching an objective. Also, if you've wounded an enemy and they crawl behind cover, there's no need to rush in and finish the job. Just toss in a radio bomb and you may just kill the one you just wounded along with the teammate who is trying to revive him. Obviously, this doesn't only apply to roaming, this applies to the game in general, but it is something to keep in mind. Finally, as I mentioned in my other video, as a roamer, try to keep your footprint as small as possible. The less the enemy suspects your presence, the more effective you will be. The difference in speed between fast, medium and slow operators can be seen on the screen now. The fast defense operators are Kapkan, Pulse, Jaeger and Bandit, and the fast attackers are Ash and IQ. So the next point is don't be predictable. Flanking the enemy is crucial when roaming. Once you've ambushed them, don't hang around and attack from the same place. The fastest operators in the game also have the least armor. So change your location, keep your enemy on their toes. Even if you're only providing a distraction, when the enemy is constantly wondering where and when they're going to be attacked from next, it provides your team with the advantage. Knowing when to attack. Now, don't just start attacking as soon as you see an enemy. You may not have seen his teammates. The last thing you want to do is kill one enemy only to find his three buddies are just behind him and they have shields. Be careful also when dealing with shield operators. If you're roaming, you likely don't have a teammate with you. Use your speed to outmaneuver them. In general though, wait until you have enough information before engaging. Stay hidden until the best opportunity presents itself. This will come with a little practice and some experience. Knowing when to engage can be the difference between killing one enemy or a few, or even being killed yourself. Know the map. There isn't a whole lot to say about this point except that you have to learn the map. Of course, it's important to know the map, no matter who or what role you're playing. But as a roamer, it's especially important. You need to know all the shortcuts, the routes that the enemy can take, and the points that the enemy can enter from, and also where their spawns are. Knowing the map will give you an advantage of being able to move around quickly and flanking the enemy from different places. And lastly, I wanted to just mention vents. I know it's not directly connected to roaming, but if an enemy is standing close enough to one of these vents, you can see their feet. If they are lying prone, you can see their bodies as well. Keep this in mind. It is possible to kill or be killed by being shot through these vents. Especially if you have a silence equipped, it may take the enemy a little while to actually realize where they're being shot from. Feet under barricades is more obvious to most players, but it seems many forget about these vents. And that wraps it up for today's video. What kind of roaming tactics do you guys use when you play? Let me know. I've been Xiaoling. Until next time.